That was good. Did you guys try the drink? I requested Campari, but anyway.
What's up, you psychos? We are so back. We're so back. It's a very special evening here at the Big Picture Live. The joke is on you. You paid to watch three middle-aged people talk about movies for 90 minutes. We're going to do a real episode of the show. So I'm going to introduce the show, and I'm going to introduce what we're doing on the show. So just pretend like you're at home listening, only Amanda is in your living room. For real this time. I'm Sean Fennessey.
I'm Amanda Dobbins.
And this is The Big Picture, a conversation show about movies. And I'm very happy to introduce the man who would be third chair. The man, the myth, the legend, Chris Ryan, CR.
What's up, everybody? What's up, guys?
Chris, I can't believe you were free tonight. This is crazy. Thank you so much for being here. We wanted to talk about a couple of things that are happening in the world of movies, just to start this conversation the way we normally would. Mm-hmm. For example, a new trailer dropped this morning.
Yeah.
I haven't commented on this anywhere. Amanda's been on Threads all morning. It's been, 48 thread count?
Yeah, no. As previously discussed upstairs, I had to delete Threads because I didn't have enough room on my phone. So you're getting it here for the first time. We have all been arguing about Roman plumbing for the last
aqueducts,
30 minutes. But we did verify by the RomanGuy.com that they could have gotten water into the Coliseum, at least for the first year. So happy to report that everything in the Gladiator 2 trailer is 100% historically accurate.
Chris.
Yeah.
You've texted me many times about the trailer.
You gave me nothing back.
Man, I didn't respond.
Why do you do that?
Well, I was saving it, you know? I felt like we had a captive audience.
At some point, it becomes like a proof of life thing, you know? Like, are you okay?
I like to keep them guessing,
yeah.
You know? Gladiator 2, probably our most anticipated movie of the year so far, coming up for the rest of 2024. Yeah. Chris, you're Ridley Scott pilled.
I'll follow a guy in his 80s anywhere. Yeah. I'll just right off the cliff.
So
let's fucking go.
Yes. Yeah. Don't forget to stay until midnight for JMO After Dark, where we will, of course, be discussing Chris's candidacy for presidency, which we're very excited about on JMO. Gladiator 2, are you excited?
I couldn't be more psyched. They just made Gladiator again. That's a great idea. And they were also like, Paul Mescal is really hot. These guys are all cool, up-and-coming actors. You know what people want? A fucking Denzel Washington movie? And they just made it, but they were like, what if Oliver Reed lived through filming? And we'll put Denzel Washington in there. That's a great idea. I actually, honestly, this made me feel like better about AI because when I was watching this, I was like, I don't know if Ridley Scott actually did this. And I actually, if you found out that like a very advanced AI just kept making Gladiator movies, that would be fine with me. It would be fine.
Amanda, can you comment without talking about AI?
I'm extremely happy for Paul Mescal and for all of the work that Paul Mescal did, or I guess AI or CGI did in sculpting that, you know, whatever is going on there.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes.
Who taught Paul Mescal how to run? Did you guys happen to notice that in the trailer?
He looks like Wes Welker
after
he got concussed.
And it was like, it was like man's first day running.
Yeah.
Is he okay?
I think he's okay. I think it's going to work out fine for him. Okay. I think like the reaction on the internet that I saw, which was just screenshots entirely of Paul Mescal, or the like behind the scenes photo that they released of Paul Mescal in the makeup trailer. Did you guys see this? Just like, yeah, I heard the tone of all those. I know the audience that also saw that. Yeah.
Chris, there are more than 5 women in this room. Are you okay?
I'm so nervous to make eye contact with them.
Yeah, I'm ready. I'm excited. I'm gonna try to come back if you'll let me in for that one.
Try to come back after what?
Who knows? You know, special events. God, I hope
when does it come out?
Then.
When does it come out?
On the day when Amanda's child is born, whatever day that may be, that's when they'll be releasing the film.
That's when Ridley hits the button.
Did you guys see people on Twitter complaining about Denzel's accent work?
Yeah.
It's like, did you want him to speak Latin? Like, what did you... They're like, hey, he sounds like he's from Yonkers. It's like, who gives a shit? Are you kidding me?
I thought it was great. He literally gave somebody a pound in the trailer, though. He's like, my man!
Yeah,
like, that was great.
I'm putting cases on all you bitches in the Coliseum.
I know. Lonzo goes to Rome. It's just a sick idea
really
for a movie. I'm really, really excited. Can they get sharks in the Coliseum? Is that?
Yeah, so we were talking about this backstage. There was a guy on Twitter that was like, I have been asking for years for them to fill the Coliseum with water and fight in it. Finally, and like, I think he was saying that this is historically accurate, which you then verify by reading up.
Well, again, to cite theromanguy.com.
Yeah.
And then a couple Wikipedia pages
but the
about
streets
aqueducts.
Are saying that there's a shark in there.
Yeah, the shark was not verified. It was domesticated animals who knew how to behave in the water.
But if Ridley does it,
yeah, I'm open.
Puts a shark in the Coliseum. Coliseum shark.
Is it possible that he also may or may not have Parkinson's and was like, definitely sharks in the Coliseum. We got to do it. So on the show earlier this week, at the end of an episode, I explained to you that on Sunday night at 9 p.m., I went to go see Despicable Me 4 by myself.
Right. And we talked a lot about good choices and bad choices. Yeah. And that's a continuing conversation that we're working on.
And I aired. I should have texted you and said, please come with me so I don't seem like a murderous sociopath at my local mall.
And I would have been like, we're not going at 9 p.m. on Sunday night. But anyway,
you did go. You went
I
today.
chose instead to go at 10:30 this morning in Pasadena with the entirety of the Pasadena day camp system. I'm not kidding. It was like, and you know what? Good for them because it was hot and they deserved air conditioning. But it was like dozens, if not hundreds of children, and me rolling up solo, being like, yeah, and my Umbros, being like, hello, one for Despicable Me 4 at 10:30. So I saw it, and...
Did you like it?
You know, Sean, that's pretty complicated. I'm gonna be really honest.
We wanted Chris to be on stage for this.
Yeah. So, Chris, what do you know about the Despicable Me universe?
It's the Minions. It's a spin-off of the Minions.
Okay.
No?
You know what? In some ways, you're right. Because the Minions are the most valuable part. But however...
I swear on my mother, I will never see this movie.
Just a reminder that Chris has no air.
Yeah. Okay.
So he doesn't have to watch these movies.
Right. Okay, so the Minions are a spin-off of the Despicable Me universe.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so this is Despicable Me 4. It's about a guy named Gru.
That's Steve Carell, right?
That's Steve Carell with a French accent. Yeah, and a scarf.
Yeah.
And so just to be clear, I have only seen Despicable Me original and Despicable Me 4 and the two Minions movies. So anything that happens in between there, I may not get right. But just to set the scene for you, Gru was a villain and his minions were his minions and they help him do his dastardly deeds.
Is there a hero in this story?
Well, but you know, it's a children's movie.
You gotta break that mentality, that
Yeah,
Joseph Campbell hero's journey.
I didn't have children,
bullshit.
and now I broke the mentality of having to go like absolutely insane while watching Despicable Me 4 on a Sunday night.
It's like Star Wars told from Darth's perspective. You know, think of it like that.
Okay.
Are you in?
Yeah.
Continue.
Is it? I'm thinking through it.
It's a series about the villain.
So in the first one, like he's a villain and he wants to be the best villain in the world. And is he like trying to steal the moon? Yes. Yeah. Thank you so much for your support. And then he learns to like be a good person. At some point, I think, because again, we're teaching things to children, you know, and we're teaching like good values. So I think he puts the moon back, and then somehow in some of the other movies, he starts working for the Anti-Villain League. Is that correct?
Yeah, we didn't say we were going to talk about the entire franchise. We're like in front of a lot of people right now.
Well, that's it. That's in this movie. That's where I learned about
AVL.
it. I'm bringing him up to speed.
Yes.
I just yada 3. Okay.
Absolutely. Definitely.
But he asked if there's a hero.
I'm definitely just thinking about who England's going to start tomorrow. Like, I'm just like, Trent really deserves
it.
it.
Anyway, so like basically Gru's having a midlife crisis, which is why Sean was so affected, because it's about like...
You saw yourself in it?
my son
Representation matters,
love
dude. You
me
saw
as
it.
much. Yeah.
We are all Gru.
Yeah.
And the workplace doesn't really take him seriously or provide adequate protection. They're really, really bad at being anti-villain people. Just a side note. But my real issue is like the minions are barely in this, like the minions are cinema at this point. They're so
cinema?
good. They're cinema. They make me laugh so hard.
Okay.
And one of them was stuck in a vending machine the whole time. He didn't even get to leave the vending machine.
I feel like you would have loved that.
It was funny when they showed the vending machine, but they only did like a couple bits. The other two were doing like a F1 crew thing to take care of the baby and change the diaper, which I did.
I saw the movie. Why are you telling me?
I don't know. I'm trying to bring you in on the minions of cinema. It's great physical comedy.
Did you remember like a season ago? I think it was maybe a season or two ago. They had to do a Minions challenge, like a quick fire on Top Chef. And I swear to God, I saw Padma like be like, "I'm quitting," like as she was making somebody make a brulee that looks like Gru, and yeah.
Yeah. Well, he's not a minion, so that would have been anyway. It's fine. My review is I need more minions, and I too was disappointed, but I didn't really have a crisis like you did.
It was really a crisis about choices in my life that were revealed to me by seeing Gru fail as a parent.
Right.
And it's all come together.
The cool thing is you'll have to take your child to that at some point, right?
Watching the movie, I was like, I don't think 18-year-olds should watch this movie.
Yeah.
I don't think.
Will you take your child to Gladiator too?
You need like a gun license to watch that movie. It's freaking weird. It's like a guy turns into a giant cockroach in the first 5 minutes.
I know you were going to be upset about that.
Wasn't that a lot for a kids movie? Did you guys see Despicable Me 4?
Yeah, I'm not afraid of bugs.
It's so weird. It's like a Cronenberg movie. Right?
It was definitely weird.
It's a body horror movie. I'm not exaggerating.
It was just kind of like a bug costume.
But he was a real cockroach. That motherfucker was like, I'm a cockroach now, and he turned into a cockroach. This really happened in this movie. Anyway, I'm sure you're all wondering why we're still talking about some movies that came out last week and that we're not actually doing an episode. We're going to do a real episode, actually. We're going to draft. We're drafting tonight. The subject of this draft is 2000s summer blockbusters.
Okay, who guessed it from Sean's Twitter thing?
Did you figure it out? I posted it.
Raise your hands.
Yeah.
Come on. All right. There we go. Okay.
Where are my
That's good.
X users? Chris?
X.
X?
Only the For You tab, man.
So the parameters of this draft are very simple. We did this once for the 1990s last year. May 1st through August 31st, any movie that is released that earns $100 million domestically is eligible in this draft. Now, before we get into the draft and we talk about what we're going to pick and what those years were like, I did want to do a little bit of trivia for the audience out here. And winners of the trivia, if you get these answers right, you'll win a special prize, a big picture themed prize that is sitting in these bags right here. So I've written 6 questions. Now, I need everyone here to operate on the honor system. If you got it right and you said it out loud, you'll get something in the bag.
Well, hold on. But so let's do some procedure here because they're all just going to yell it all at once, and you didn't get like.
We asked him if he wanted to figure out some way of determining a winner, and he was like, honor.
Do you like?
So we're in Shogun now. Like you have to do this. Yeah.
Like, do you want them to raise their hands?
I want them to reveal knives and fight it out.
But what? Oh my God. Okay. And then Chris and I were like, well, we'll help you decide. And I was like, I'll give out the prizes. But now it's, we're
You got to be careful. It's going to be a knife fight in there.
I know. Okay.
We'll see how it goes. So 3 of these questions are related to the blockbusters of the 2000s. And 3 of them are related to the big picture history. Okay? I'm going to start with an easy one. Who can name the highest grossing summer blockbuster of the 2000s?
It was
First guy who said Dark Knight. Where are you? Over on this side. You win the starter kit prize. Starter kit prize is the Blockbuster trivia game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was definitely a guy who was like, Dark Knight. And I see you, and I recognize you.
Yeah. That man is dressed as the Joker. Okay. The next question. What is the second highest grossing? No. Shrek 2. Who said Shrek 2 over here?
You didn't, the second highest grossing what?
Blockbuster of the 2000s. Right? You guys got that.
It's like Jeopardy. You got to read the whole question, you know? What are you giving out?
So what is the prize for this one?
Let me see. Give them the Tarantino book.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
That's right. The Shrek guy gets the Tarantino book.
This prize. This is Quentin Tarantino's cinema speculation in softcover. Please enjoy.
What is soft cover?
I don't know why you keep saying that.
That's the second time he said that. It's called paperback.
I've worked in retail.
Yeah.
Okay.
You gotta zhuzh it up, you know?
Oh, wow.
Soft cover. Next question. I like this one. This is a cool prize as well. What is the highest grossing movie Steven Spielberg directed in the 2000s? Who said Crystal Skull right here?
All right.
Indiana Jones and the Crystal Skull.
Oh, wow. Physical media.
The winner of that prize receives physical media.
Do you own a DVD player?
Purchased by yours truly.
And if not, you can trade it.
A steel book
Okay, good.
of Hayao
Congratulations.
Miyazaki's Spirited
job.
Away. And a 4K double set collection of Top Gun and Top Gun Maverick.
That's right.
Now, I just want to say, Sean gets to give away physical media. Later on, I'm going to give away a free Paramount Plus 6 months. Get all caught up with Mayor of Kingstown with me. There's some really interesting ideas being kicked around on that show.
Okay, these next 3 questions are related to the big picture. Here's the first one. 4 years ago, what film did Chris Ryan select first overall in the...
Yes.
That's correct.
There you go. There you go. Let's give him the... Yeah.
Your prizes, sir, are the Virgin Suicide
Right, yeah.
soundtrack on vinyl and Dazed and Confused on vinyl.
Oh, wow.
Hell yeah, brother. I'm
Mr.
finally
Brooks.
going to see Mr. Brooks.
Wow.
And so will Amanda. We'll watch it together. We have 2 more questions. The answer was
Iron Man
Iron
3.
Man 3. It's the most famous of Chris
The
Ryan's
2013
many,
movie draft, yes.
interesting choices.
Until tonight.
This is a tough one.
Yeah.
Who was the first ever guest director on The Big Picture?
This is really hard. It's sort of a trick question. Kevin Costner was in the movie that he directed.
Ooh.
He was.
I thank you all so much, but no. I did get at least 2 emails
year
saying that
was it?
Molly's Game should have been in the Hall of Fame.
It was January 17th, 2017.
Kevin Costner was not the star of the movie.
The man who directed his movie was nominated for Best Picture that year. That's it.
There you go.
My man, Theodore Melfi, the first ever guest. Followed shortly by Barry Jenkins, Jordan Peele, and Ezra
Yeah.
Edelman. Very weird.
What about
your
Gordon
prize?
Verbinski?
Visions of 8 from the Criterion Collection, featuring a commentary featuring me, Chris Ryan, and Amanda Dobbins. Okay.
The last one.
Our final one.
This was hard. I didn't know the answer to it until you put it in the
You didn't
document.
know it.
No.
It was surprising to me as well.
Yeah.
Wish I could forget it.
But
What movie was discussed on Amanda Dobbins' first ever appearance on The Big Picture? This is hard.
it's really hard.
Is it Wind River? No?
It was Wind River, yeah. No. It was July 2017, believe it or not.
Dark Tower. Come on.
Gotta get Dobbins in here.
We've got our foremost Stephen King
trying to
expert,
think
Amanda
of-
Dobbins.
Did you see Stephen King's ballot in the New York Times, best
His
books of the
ballot?
century? Yeah, they published a lot of people's ballots, and Stephen King voted for 9 spectacular novels and then his own as the 10th.
We
It was
call that
awesome.
the Paul Schrader.
Yeah, we do.
Paul Schrader notable
I'm
for his
trying to
own
think
films.
of hints to give these people.
This film stars Jenny Slate. Who said obvious
I know, but
child
who
first?
said it first?
Okay, right here.
Okay.
Okay.
No, I want to give this one out.
give it out.
You get a special Amanda Prize, which is, of course, the Sophia book. There we go. I wanted to give out the Sophia champagne cans, but we can't give out alcohol. So that is a great book. You're so welcome.
You guys ready to draft? So we're doing blockbusters of the 2000s.
Oh, you're supposed to give this away so
That's
that
right.
yes, we don't have trash on stage. Not trash, recycling.
So we're doing blockbusters of the 2000s for this draft.
Push it further. How's he gonna reach it? Like, come on. I'm sorry.
We're really good at this. When I say 2000s blockbusters,
Yeah.
aside from being drunk in college, what do you
Well,
think
I mean,
of?
that's the thing. It's spanning 16 to 26. So it's just a monster, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like I mean, I definitely saw a lot of movies during the summer for air conditioning,
Mm-hmm.
but you know, was my taste at the level to which you have all become accustomed? I don't know. Not quite. Was I seeing it in like the quality, you know, theater projection, or was I seeing it in the woods in New Hampshire? You know, it's who can say, really.
Would you say you have a passion for the films that are eligible for this draft?
There are some favorites, you know, like I found my spots, and there's some great ones, especially as you get later in the
more sober
the
you get.
2000s.
Yeah.
Well, the more grown up I get, also the more access I had to theaters in New York.
Okay.
Because I was living there by the end. But I mean, what we talked a bit about this when we did the 2002 draft. 2002 to 2004 or 5. I mean, it does coincide with when I was in college, but it wasn't like, I guess, aside from your beloved Lord of the Rings movies, like the peak of cinema. So,
That's not true. There's other good movies, right?
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's an incredible number of good films we'll be talking about today.
Okay, I'm excited for you.
Have you seen any of these movies? that we're
I've
gonna
seen
talk
a
about?
lot of them. I haven't seen all of them.
Chris, I knew you for some of this time.
For most of it.
Did we go to the movies a lot
No.
in the summers? What were we
No.
doing?
You and I really only saw, the only movie I remember seeing with you at this time is Miami Vice.
So conveniently timed,
Oh,
Yeah.
boy.
given some of the discourse.
And we got married.
On the
We never
internet.
told anybody.
Do you recall our experience with Miami Vice?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it was solar powered. We like definitely saw God, and then I think I walked out and was ready to admit it, and you were like, "Oh, it was okay." I didn't really appreciate that.
I continue to stand on Miami Vice's fine island. I'm sorry to break everyone's heart and not be a part of that.
We shouldn't. I mean, like, it's such a toxic topic right now, so I don't know how much you want to get into it, but it is truly like a work of art.
Yeah. Well, I'm happy to introduce our special guest, the two people who are fighting about it on Twitter. Please come on out.
Colin Farrell and Jamie Foxx, come on out. I went to the movies a fair amount, not as much as when I moved to LA. And I just remember like you and me and more men sitting in bars and screaming at each other about Gangster Girls mixtapes for most of my life. So, but movies were a great respite from that.
One thing, you really sold that. One thing that struck me going through the lists was there's obviously a ton of franchise blockbusters during this time, but also a huge number of comedies. And like this is really the Apatow era in full force, the Adam McKay, Will Ferrell era in full force. It's remarkable that like some of the highest grossing movies of these years were movies made for $30 million where guys were just like farting in each other's faces. And we were like, absolutely.
Jonas
I'll
got
be
pink
there.
eye. And it's like,
Yeah.
what?
It was the movie event of the year. But it feels pretty different, I think, because there's no nuance. Like there's nuance in this time, but now it doesn't feel like it's just like it's either tentpole or nothing for
Right.
movies that are crossing 100 million. And so I feel like there's some good variety. You don't think so?
No, I do. It's
Okay.
a fun list. I wonder how much overlap we'll have. There are a couple shared passions, including one that was introduced around 3:45 this afternoon when I noted that
You did your own research.
Yeah, I did my own research and questioned Sean's accounting, and then very generously shared the results with Sean and Chris. and was immediately chastised for ruining a live moment. But
We could have gotten into a big fight on stage.
yeah, but then mostly it would have been us Googling. And I was also nervous about your ability to accept reality in front of all these people. Like,
What do you mean?
like, at some point, you would have just overruled it. So
Is that a problem I have?
there's some things that we agree on, and then maybe we'll kind of go on our own paths.
Would you rather be making this podcast in 2004 or 2024?
What kind of a question is that?
Well, it's a conversation starter, but it's like, do you think that the movies, at least the blockbusters that are available, are like more interesting to talk about than the ones that we get today?
Oh, I see what you're saying. I thought you were trying to do some like Back to the Future shit where you were like, could you go back? Could you write Johnny Be Good? You know, like, could you be the director of The Dark Knight?
Yeah.
That would be really great.
Do you want to start a podcast called The Sean Fennessey Experience? Where you talk about vitamins and UFC.
I definitely would have gotten into podcasting earlier and not written about Gangster Girls mixtapes if I could go back and do it again. But nevertheless, I'm glad I'm here. It was a pretty sick time. I mean, movies were in an incredible place. I think like a lot of what we're frustrated about now started in the early 2000s, and so that's not great that the industry kind of got to this place. But we're going to talk about a lot of really good movies, so I think it would be fun. But also, no one was listening to podcasts back then. So.
Yeah, I was downloading MP3s of Scott Van Pelt and Rosillo to listen to on my Zune on the way home.
Did you own a Zune?
Yeah, I had a Zune because I worked at like Urge, and Urge was like it was this music service for MTV, and we were like the Zune storefront. So I had a Zune. It was cool. It broke a lot, though. Not really solid craftsmanship.
Was there more you wanted to say about the Zune?
Yeah.
We have some categories. Do you want to hear about the categories? Some
These
of them
are
are
fun
obvious.
categories, by the way. Good job.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah.
Appreciate your support here live on the podcast. The first category is action thriller. We've bundled those together. The next category is comedy. The next category, we're bringing back Misunderstood, a new fan favorite. This is any movie that has a sub 60% score on Rotten Tomatoes. You might be surprised to learn Michael Bay has quite a few contenders.
Yeah.
The next category, replacing our traditional blockbuster category, is mega blockbuster. $250 million threshold. The next category is Oscar nominee. In fact, some of these films were nominated for Oscars. And of course, wild card. Mm-hmm. You feeling good about this?
Yeah. I mean, are you going to try to screw me, or are you going to be nice?
It depends on who gets what the rotation is here.
Well, let's find out, because right now we have our producer, Bobby Wagner, who's going to reveal the draft order.
And we don't know.
Okay, here I go. Setting the draft order. The Top Gun hat is present. I don't know if anyone can hear this, but the Scrabble tiles are in the hat. The Top Gun hat that I've used to rig every draft for the last 3 years. Selecting first will be Amanda Dobbins.
Oh, shit. I don't know how I feel about that.
And second overall will be Sean Fennessey,
Okay.
which puts Chris on the turn.
Okay.
Thank you, Bobby.
Thank you, Bobby. I think he did a great job with that.
Nailed it.
Yeah.
Crushed it, as always.
We're going to put our choices up
Oh,
on
yes,
these
and we're going to write them on the board.
easels.
Oh, so I also have to lead off on that. I talked a big game about being very comfortable with, doing physical comedy with the easel, and now we'll see. Okay.
We made a vamp pledge
Yes.
that we would vamp for one another whilst writing on the easel.
So I
Don't
think,
screw me on that.
So I'm not, and thank you for vamping while I make my decision.
See what this is. What
We
I do.
vowed. So here's the other thing, guys. We vowed to do no computers because that would be a whole thing. But so we're doing phones, but I'm not like texting.
I'm not doing phones. I went analog.
Yeah, I should have done that.
It's all upstairs, baby.
That was a room full of people who applauded because you pressed print. This is
I actually needed my
pathetic.
wife to do it. I was like,
I know. I almost texted Zach, but he had already left. Zach, are you here? Can you wave? I can't see you. Okay, good. Thank you. Yeah, he's
Zach.
the printer in our house. Okay, so I don't know. Should I stand up first? Should I write first? What should I do here?
You're a grown woman. I think you can
That
figure
is
it
true.
out.
I guess getting up and down is also. Okay, my first category.
What?
So, you didn't like the turn?
No, I just don't want you to trip.
I'm okay.
Yeah.
It's going to be okay. I know where the things are. It's going to be an action thriller, which is maybe not the category where you two would have picked it.
I didn't. But now, okay, go ahead.
Okay. It is the late entrant, the 3:45 reveal, Inglourious Bastards. Oh, okay. Sorry, I'm supposed to write smaller because they want a lot of...
Interesting category, massaging. Would you call this an action thriller? Okay, I was asking him.
Yeah. Shut up, everybody. Yeah. No,
I
it's an
also
action- it's an action
sorry
movie.
that I was supposed to. I'm freestyling with the writing here.
This is not at all what we agreed to. Not even a little bit.
I know, but they wanted it legible, and then I'm trying to have some flair. Inglorious.
So Inglourious Bastards is Quentin Tarantino's
I don't know where the two
masterpiece.
U's are. Bastards.
I think it's definitely in the tradition of like the heroic World War II movie.
We were just
It
talking
is
about
action.
World
I
War II
mean, there's
backstage.
just like a tremendous amount of gunfire and then actual setting things on fire on
Sure.
stage at the end. There's, R.I.P. Diane Kruger in a gruesome way. There's
She's still with us,
Whatever,
though, yeah.
what? she's still with us, IRL.
R.I.P. to the late, great Michael Fassbender, who died that day, putting up the wrong amount of fingers. He never made the killer. Thought you just dreamed that.
The reason that this movie didn't make the first cut
Yes.
of movies that were eligible is because I had totally forgotten this movie was released in mid-August.
And I just have a sense memory of it being so hot. I saw it at BAM in Brooklyn, and and I was like, okay, so that must have been the summer. And then there was some sort of filtering thing that you did on Box Office Mojo, but it did make $120 million domestic, and it was released on August 19th,
Yes.
2009. So it counts.
Also would have been eligible an Oscar nominee,
Yes.
but not mega blockbuster.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you what, here's the bigger question. Would it have been eligible in comedy? Because it's hilarious.
I think so,
Yep.
but I chose to take it here. Okay, well, who put you in charge?
I agree. I have to make a choice.
Yeah. Okay.
Gosh.
I left a couple obvious ones for you guys. I think this was the obvious one for me, but if either of you were picking first, I wondered if you would go in a different direction. We'll see.
Like, do you think we would have taken Inglourious Bastards?
No. I think you might have taken something else with the first
okay.
pick. So once again, I'm acting in a spirit of generosity.
I know you say that, but it doesn't read that way.
Somehow it never feels
It feels
that
like you're
Yeah.
goading me into taking something that belongs to you.
Don't fucking do it.
It's like Samuel L. Jackson's. It's like, in the
Don't.
spirit of generosity, motherfucker. Like, it's really quite rude.
Yeah.
It's your turn, though.
I know.
But you can keep vamping. We could talk about Kamala went to Team USA basketball practice today.
Okay. I'm also going to take action thriller,
Okay.
which is weirdly not as strong a category as I would want it to be, despite it being summer blockbusters. I'm taking The Dark Knight.
Oh, yeah.
It's fine that you did that, but that's a weird category. I'm surprised you put it in that
Yeah.
category.
Oh, it's probably because I guess I should pull up the list of. This also could have been a mega blockbuster, obviously. I don't know if you guys remember this, but it made a shit ton of money. It made
the most money.
I was like genuinely shocked today. 535 million domestic, $1 billion worldwide. I mean, it makes sense. But you look at the other movies in the summer of 2018 and like you begin to understand the hell that we live in now because everyone's like, you can make that much money?
Mm-hmm.
This is a good pick.
Thanks. It's directed by Christopher Nolan, a filmmaker I've always pledged a blind fealty to.
You really shouldn't be allowed to
I
pick
think
his movies.
he really has always done good work, and I'm proud to be a fan of his and to select his
Do you
film.
like this movie?
What are you talking about?
You like this one you like.
Shut up! Yes! You know I like this movie. Don't do this here.
Just, I don't think you should be allowed to take Dark Knight if you don't like Interstellar.
Wow. Hold hold
if you don't love him in his
stop.
his 4D library of love, you don't get fucking Joker.
You won't watch Finding Nemo, but you believe in that library bullshit.
This is tough when you do Interstellar, because I'm kind of with him on Interstellar, but Inception,
Interstellar
I'm with
rules.
you.
Me and all my young bulls out there go to see
Yeah.
Interstellar on Saturday nights.
Are you super mad that I took Dark Knight?
I'm really annoyed. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Because you never come at me like that.
That
on the
was
first pick.
it was a crucial chip in my draft board. Let's just put it that way. I'm not exactly Howie Roseman over here. I needed a couple of things to break my way. So you took Dark Knight. Do you want to talk about some of your favorite scenes in Dark Knight? Are they all Jim Gordon's domestic scenes? Like, it's just sort of like nobody understands the.
I do like a
I
lot
have to
of.
shine a light in the sky, and then everybody does my job for me.
You kind of said it all. You better make 2 picks quick, because I'm not vamping for
It's
you
not
now.
quick. I can fucking take all the time I want, man.
Okay.
Would you say Kamala wanted them to run horns? Like, what did you think?
Oh my God.
Okay.
She's like, you guys should have Cooper
calling
in
out
here.
plays
I
there?
thought if I sat
flag is
between
cutting.
you two, I could save some of this off, but
Look,
So
I don't think, for me, I gotta be honest and I gotta be real. There's a bunch of stuff in Mega Blockbuster I'm just not gonna take. I told them backstage, sometimes I lie on the watch, like, you know, I'll say like, oh, I liked it, and I didn't. I've never lied on the big picture, and I won't start now.
It's frankly not true, and you just lied again. Like, by saying I didn't lie, the man who said that he loves Seabiscuit on a podcast and has never
I
seen
love
the
what
film.
Seabiscuit
and also,
represents.
backstage, he was like,
did we find out?
backstage, he literally said Seabiscuit united the country during World War II. Seabiscuit raced in 1937.
So
Okay,
it was
but
depression. It was just another thing that he did.
You know,
it's another
things were
notch
getting
on the
very
belt.
tense. And then we Googled American isolationism, remember?
Also, how do you know what Seabiscuit did in the 40s? They didn't make the movie about that. He was there with Churchill in Darkest Hour. It was like you just didn't see him. He's right off screen. It's like, you got to get these guys out of Dunkirk. Come on.
It was actually Seabiscuit in the plane. It wasn't Tom Hardy flying in Dunkirk.
I'm on him, but it's Seabiscuit. Fuck, this stuff just writes itself.
Wow, you're really lost. We haven't even picked one movie.
I mean,
right,
I'm
all right,
curious
all
what
right,
you're
all right.
going to do in Mega Blockbusters.
Oh yeah, I'm fine. I got a lot of choices.
Right, okay.
Fine.
So I just want you guys to know, Mega Blockbusters is hard for me, but there's this short list, so I'm going to pick something first, and it's going to be in the spirit of the big picture draft. I'm going to pick Iron Man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there you go.
Good pick.
And my next pick is going to be in comedy, and it's going to be Talladega Nights.
Wow.
Interesting.
Okay.
I would not have gone there.
But he got what he wanted.
No
so.
disrespect to Ricky Bobby. I do enjoy his work.
Okay. Iron Man was also in my Mega Blockbusters list, so that's going to get interesting for me pretty quickly.
I'm so excited for you to draft Pirates of the Caribbean, The Curse of the Black
Can
Pearl.
I tell you something? I've never seen a Pirates of the Caribbean
I'm
movie.
aware.
Yeah, how do you know that?
Because I've known you for a long time.
Well, but it's just like, when was I going to go see that?
We
you
talk
know?
about movies twice a week,
I know,
every week,
but it
for
was like-
several years.
Sure, but we weren't doing it from
That's true.
2002 to 2009 or whatever.
Do you think Tony Stark would be canceled if he was around today? Do you think he would have survived cancel culture? I don't know.
Yeah, it's tough.
You did.
I didn't sell arms, you know?
So you went Iron Man,
Not like,
which kicked off the MCU,
Let's
which
talk
is a
about
franchise
your
you
handwriting
love.
for a second.
what's wrong with
What's
it?
going on? I mean, what does that say next to Iron Man?
Mega.
Mega.
Yeah.
Okay.
Iron Man kicked off the MCU, essentially ended cinema. And
Thank you.
Talladega Nights, I think, is actually maybe,
Don't say it.
no, the movie I rewatched the most out of that cohort of
Oh,
films.
okay. You just doubled back and were a big coward right there.
I didn't want to have a big
Were
fight.
you going to say it was the funniest movie of the 2000s? Is that what you were thinking?
No, I wasn't
No.
going to say that. I wasn't.
I mean,
gonna
there are
say that.
funnier movies on the comedy list available.
I don't know about
but-
that.
Oh, okay.
I've got a choice.
Yeah.
I also, to be fair, was never in a million years going to take your comedy and get into like a whole thing.
That's very kind.
Yeah, well, it's more self-preservation. But yeah.
What's your comedy? Chicken Run? Do you think I should take a comedy or a mega blockbuster? What would you do? If
You should take a mega blockbuster. Or you have to do the entire architect speech from Matrix Reloaded. One or the other. I read that today, by the way.
I think you can probably safely go either way. You can't really hurt me. So that's how I'm answering this question.
Is that a challenge?
I'm curious about your mega blockbuster because Dark Knight was my number one.
That was my mega blockbuster as well.
My number one mega blockbuster.
Yeah, I was playing a little defense there with the second overall pick.
Okay.
We'll see if I screwed up.
Okay.
I'm sure I did. In mega blockbuster, no.
Okay.
In comedy, I'm taking Superbad.
Yeah. This was another 4 p.m. reveal. So you're welcome, Sean. This is a good movie. I also remember seeing this movie at the Brooklyn, the Prospect Park Theater.
The one with bedbugs.
The bedbugs, yeah. And it just with my then boyfriend who was incredibly
Me and Zach saw
stoned.
fucking Inception at that theater.
Yeah.
It changed our lives.
Yeah.
Who directed that? You see how hard it is for them to vamp when I'm not there?
I was telling
They're just
great stories.
I went to Brooklyn and there was a movie.
I was in Brooklyn.
What do you want us to
okay?
talk about? You want us to talk about McLovin? Let's talk about McLovin.
Who directed the film? Who are the stars? Let's vamp. We're on a movie podcast,
Okay.
right? We can do
Okay.
it.
I think that they know.
Michael Cera.
Michael
Yeah, he's in
didn't
it.
direct it. Yeah.
I know he's in the film though.
By Seth Rogen and Evan Goldberg.
That's right. Yeah.
Their breakthrough
That's right.
into Hollywood.
Based on their experiences watching online porn when they were
Yeah.
17. Basically,
Just
right?
Yeah.
I wish we had gotten the Hader and Rogan cop movie.
That would have been great. Superbad, immaculate, 5-star film. Amanda, you've got 2 picks.
I do. Okay, sorry. I was looking at the mega block. So this is tough because we've got Sean's doc and my doc and the mega blockbusters. I think,
That's why I printed it out.
I mean, that was smart.
issues.
Like I said, I wish that I'd thought about that earlier. Okay, I guess, so I'm going to do one thing so this doesn't get ugly. Though perhaps not in the category that you expected, Chris Ryan. In Oscar nominee,
Devil Wears Prada.
you know what? Why did you...
Oh no, I was like, it's just like I thought you were like alley-ooping to me.
Yes.
you were like Woj there, tipping the pick.
I forgot my marker.
I'm thinking with 13, the Charlotte Hornets may be willing to select.
Oscar nominee. Did you guys see that there's going to be a sequel to? Yeah.
But it's gonna be traumatic, right? It's gonna be pretty. It's gonna be.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if you've heard, but magazines aren't in a good place.
Can we talk about that before you make your next pick? Because
Sure.
I'm fascinated by this decision.
Devil Wears.
IP come to haunt you after years of you
Yeah.
rejecting it.
Oh, are you talking to me?
Yeah.
Oh, like that IP coming to after me rejecting it? No, it's not that I reject IP. It's that I reject all the IP that you guys choose. You know?
Okay.
So finally they picked my IP.
And you think, good idea.
But if they made like the Virgin Homicides, you'd be into it. It's like virgins killing guys.
See,
Yeah.
like, I'm
Well, we have
open
a
to
lot of
hearing
those.
that.
We don't need them.
All of these look really chaotic. Yeah, I mean, Meryl, Emily Blunt. I read today that apparently Anne Hathaway and Stanley Tucci are also on board. I hope so. If they make it without Stanley Tucci, that's a real problem.
Is Adrian Grenier involved?
No, because at the end he moved to Boston. You know, he learned how to make the
his
fries.
story. I feel like we should follow him.
I think it's called The Bear.
What happened to that
Season
guy?
3, anyway.
Is Blunt in it?
Is who in it?
Blunt.
Yeah. So the main setup, as reported by Lauren Sherman in Line Sheet, Lauren is my friend, so I'm giving her a shout out, is that it's basically Miranda Priestley, aka Meryl, is still working at the magazine, and they're on tough times. And then
She's blogging.
Yeah, she's logging in every
Yeah.
morning and just being like, "Have you seen this street style look?" And then Emily Blunt is now like an executive at like a Louis Vuitton type conglomerate, and so I think is like sort of the adversary now.
Okay.
That's as much as I know. Allegedly, they're bringing Aline Brosh McKenna, who wrote the original, back. That would be great. I have another pick. I forgot about that.
Is there source text? Because the original film is based on a novel, right?
Sort of, but it like,
Thinly veiled.
yes, but it cuts like half of it out.
Okay, but there's not a sequel book that this is based on.
No. I mean, Lauren Weisberger, who wrote the original, has written many other novels.
Okay. You've read them all?
I read the one about tennis. It was okay.
Scintillating criticism.
Okay. It's just like, another book with a bright cover. And it was like, this person is on the tennis tour, but can she find love? And
did she?
Sort of did.
It's my favorite movie of the year. It's called Challengers.
Okay. I guess I should do Mega Blockbuster. I have to be honest, guys. The options here, they're not very exciting. There are the aforementioned Pirates of the Caribbean film. Are we saying Caribbean or Caribbean?
What?
I don't know. I'm just asking.
Pirates of the Caribbean is what old moms say at Disneyland when they're like, should we go on the Pirates of the Caribbean?
Caribbean. I don't know. I haven't seen them. Okay. So,
You'd know the exact pronunciation had you seen them, though. It's very accurate.
Okay, so we've got like Shrek 2's on the board here.
I think there are 23 films eligible.
And so all 3 Shreks are available. Several Harry Potter films.
Have you seen any of the Shrek movies?
I think I've seen at least the first 2. I think I saw the original Shrek in theaters.
Did you know?
Because I was still in high school, and what else did I have to do?
Were you sober?
Yeah.
Okay.
In high school.
Chris, have you seen any Shrek films?
I've never seen a Shrek movie.
Because my high school would expel you. Which is a whole other.
You knew me then.
podcast.
Why would I? Do you think I was the kind of guy who's like, let's go see Shrek? It wasn't.
Did you see they are making another one that'll be
I
out in
did. I'm happy for
2026
Eddie
and
Murphy,
we'll all be
whatever he
dead?
needs.
Okay, so all those Pirates movies, some Transformers. Oh, you're just gonna do Transformers. That's fine. What?
Or will I?
Or will? Oh, right, because I'm not gonna take a Transformers for you. I think I've seen the first one. I guess I'll do Finding Nemo. I don't know. In case you take that and something else, it's a nice movie.
Is that
sort of? What? It's animated. It's about a fish, and
is somebody named Ariel in that one?
no, that's Little Mermaid.
Okay.
Okay, so Finding Nemo is about Nemo.
But
And
who's looking for him?
Do you think your
His dad.
aversion to animation is related to like a head injury or something?
we
I'll do it.
read it for me so I can explain to you. Okay, so it's actually very harrowing. Like in the first 10 minutes, Nemo is abducted and the mom dies. And then Nemo's abducted. What happens? They both go away.
Keep going. You got it. You're nailing it. This is great. This is what everybody paid for.
At some yeah, Mega Blockbuster. Thank you. At one point, Nemo's in a fish tank in Sydney with a lovely view of the harbor at that dentist, which I think about a lot. And all of the fish are trying to help him.
You think about the lovely animated view of the harbor in Sydney from Finding Nemo a lot?
Well, it's like most dentists don't have that kind of real estate.
You're the best.
And then it's Ellen DeGeneres, right? Is Dory, who's like this forgetful
Absolutely.
fish.
Yep.
Oh no. Why?
This is like a new feature of the show
Is her
where Amanda just reads the
bursting into
Wikipedia of a
tears
movie
about
and then
random-
starts cry
I
laughing.
saw it, but she just keeps swimming in circles, and she's like, "Where do we go?" But at the end, this is what happens when you make these categories. At the end,
What's your due date?
Jesus.
Nemo and his dad are happy together.
Okay.
Yeah, so it works
I don't
out.
have to see it now. You explained it.
It's a spoiler alert for Finding Nemo. Very good pick. I was thinking about picking that. Instead, I'm gonna in Mega Blockbuster. I'm gonna take The Hangover.
Okay. Is that like what can you guys classify
There
that?
was a little bit of a whoa.
Like, is that controversial? You're surprised?
Yeah. Sean's list looks like a 13-year-old boy's bedroom
That is
where
really...
a guy's just like, I'm never going to watch any movies but
It's
these
like-
3 movies. It's Batman. And Zach Galifianakis in The Hangover. Those are the only guys I care about.
I'm trying to be in the spirit of who I was then.
Yeah, I can tell. I can tell.
When we were sitting in the sad, dank bars in the 2000s, were you like, The Hangover is not politically correct? I don't really like what they're doing in that film. No, you were like, that's funny as shit.
Yeah, I'm just.
Did you go see The Hangover?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
100%.
I mean, so did I. I laughed.
It was like seeing AC/DC in 1977. People in the movie theater were like crying. They're like, I can't believe you could make this. Am I crazy? Wasn't The Hangover a massive phenomenon?
Yeah.
It was.
And
I
Coops,
remember like Urban Outfitters sold that shirt that was like the baby carrier with the baby and the aviators, and so you could be like Zach Galifianakis. Can't say it. Sorry, I'm still stuck on Finding Nemo. Yeah, it was a thing. That's cool.
You didn't like it?
No, I liked it. I thought it was funny. What's the name of that other guy who dated the Olsen for a while?
Justin Bartha.
Yeah. Thank you. What's up with him?
Sierra's always been like the Bartha of our crew.
we saw him once in Los Olivos.
We
remember?
saw him once. He was wearing a giant hat. Seemed like a nice fellow.
Yeah.
He was drinking wine.
Yeah.
Seemed to be having
Justin,
a good
are
time.
you here tonight? No. Okay.
Is he doing well? Is he still performing?
I'm sure he does fine. Yeah.
Okay.
Does he have a pod?
Still hungover. You know, just minute by minute hangover kind of frame analysis.
That's a great idea.
Yeah.
Right after this, that's what we'll start. Well, Chris, you're up.
Okay.
You've got 2 picks.
In Oscar nominations,
Did you just make fun of the like age of the movies that I drafted? And you have Iron Man and Talladega Nights. Is that true? Really?
Yeah.
for Oscar nom, I'm gonna do Gladiator 1.
Yeah.
Good pick.
I'm sort of surprised that this lasted this long.
Me too.
Given the energy.
Yeah.
I will be hosting an outdoor film festival where we just watch Gladiator until Gladiator 2 comes out. It starts tomorrow, and it goes until whenever that movie
Every
come
night?
out. Every hour. So I'll do Gladiator and Oscar nom, and in action thriller, I gotta be me. I'm gonna do Bourne Supremacy.
Oh.
So not Bourne Identity.
The second one. Green grass, son.
Oh.
The second one.
Yeah,
Okay.
Carl
'cause it has
Urban
more-
out here.
Joan Allen. That's
Throwing
the
the
thing.
emergency
It's his
brake
Joan
on?
Allen thing rears its.
Did you just say Carl Urban?
Remember they find him in the strip club and he's like, I do not work today. And then they're like, no. Roman Abramovich is like, you gotta come to work. And he's like, fine, I will kill him. He fucking shoots him in the supermarket and he's like, ah. And he pours the vodka on his side and they get in a crash in the tunnel. And then he goes to the woman and he's like, I killed your mom, my bad. But he's fucking, it's closure. He's out. But then he gets back in it. When they
Right.
get in the
Then
movie.
he's standing outside.
Yeah.
And, like Joan Allen turns around. You really do like Joan Allen.
Me too. I do.
meant you.
I
Not
think
me.
so.
I mean, I have respect for her. But yeah.
She was in Seabiscuit. Yeah. Oh, I'll write them down.
Was there a moment that I've forgotten about where I sat you guys down and said the future of this pod is just saying what happens in a movie for 12 minutes straight?
What was
I don't
Gladiator?
remember that
Yeah,
coming
It
up.
was really good.
How did I not get Gladiator? What was I doing there?
I don't know.
That was a disaster.
I thought it was interesting when you said that action thriller was light, because I have a lot in there.
Oh, exciting.
Well, I've already picked, so in that category, so it'll just kind of be spreading the wealth elsewhere.
Be sure to mention them when we get to honorable mentions.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah. I made a little list of honorable mentions of things that just barely weren't eligible. You know, just so.
Sounds like great content.
to it.
That's
But
a
I
great-
knew
Coming up, movies that didn't make it.
Well, I knew that you would want to. I knew that you would want to do the traditional listing a bunch of movies, so I got ready.
Chris has written down the title of the film Gladiator
Oh, that's
Part 1,
funny.
an American Saga.
Yeah, that's good. That's funny, Christopher.
Are you guys gonna show up and watch Horizon on VOD? And go see Horizon Part 2, an American
This is
Saga?
fun. Actually, how many of you raise your hand if you saw Horizon Part 1? Wow. Okay, so that's
How
like,
many of you will be going to see
40
Horizon
people?
Part 2, an American Saga? Fuck
This is why this was not one of the highest performing episodes of the year for us. It turns out 70-year-olds don't know how to listen to podcasts, and all those under 70 did not see the film. Are you saying Gladiator has something in common with Horizon?
I think it's great men seeing something that we didn't see and putting it up on screen, you know?
Seeing something we didn't see.
Sharks in the Coliseum. Sienna Miller on the plane, you know?
Interesting. I've got to pick, huh?
Yeah.
I need an Oscar nominee.
Yeah.
And I need Misunderstood.
You have an Oscar nominee as
I
well,
do. It's
right?
Gladiator Part 1.
Yeah. It won.
No, Gladiator Part 1. And it did win.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the big one.
Yeah.
The secret is that like really anything can be an Oscar nominee because
For this one, it's true. I
all
looked
the
it up.
blockbusters just like got in there for one of the sound categories. So you could really do anything that you wanted.
What if I took Batman Begins?
Okay.
And I was like, this is
Yeah.
the one true Batman movie. But I okey doked you guys by taking it 5th.
That'd be great.
You think I should do that?
Yeah, it'd be very cool. It'd be consistent.
I think you may be narrow casting when it came to voting. Like
It's a
only,
good thing none of my thoughts on Nolan are recorded. It's worked out well.
Yeah.
I'm going to take Wall-E, an Oscar nominee.
Chris, have you seen Wall-E?
I have seen Wall-E.
What do you remember about it?
They're sitting in trash. They sit like, is that in the beginning or the end? And did they get out of the trash?
Yeah. No. Well, they like find love.
They're like
in
drinking
the middle
big
of the
gulps,
trash.
right?
Well, those are the humans, yeah, and they can't really move.
Oh, Wally's the robot. My bad.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then he falls in love with the other. Is
You're
her
gonna
name
start crying
Eva?
again? Talking about the plot of Wall-E. We've done so much synopsis work on animated films tonight.
I didn't know. I found my calling. Who does Wall-E fall in love with, Sean?
Eve.
Eve. I said Eve, right? I said
Eva.
Eva. Okay. What is? I don't want to know what it stands for. Yeah, but they find love in a hopeless place.
That's great.
He falls in love with a Tesla.
So did you.
I mean, Wall-E is it's a masterpiece. Yes. And one of the best movies that will be drafted today.
Okay.
Chris, you said you saw it but didn't, so you lied once more.
No, I
in front
saw
of the
it. I
people.
just don't really remember what happens.
Under what circumstances did you watch the film?
I think on DVD.
By yourself?
In an apartment in Brooklyn, like with I don't know if it was by myself or not. I can't imagine it would be.
Was
by
it
myself.
because you got bullied because of the awards, or you were just like, I'm gonna?
No, I think
I'm
I
gonna
was
try
more
this?
open to new experiences back then. You know, I wasn't so codified. I wasn't like a bit where I was like, I don't watch drawings, but like, it didn't really do a lot for me. I think I cried though. I think I did cry.
Wait,
Oh no, I cried it up. I cried it up.
Okay, but so now let's be clear. Are you remembering seeing Wall-E or Up?
But I do remember the like everybody's drinking sodas.
Yeah, but like you've been on the internet for like 10 years, 15 since.
It's hard to know where real life starts
Sure.
and the internet begins, you know?
Congratulations on Wall-E. Oh, it's my pick again.
Yeah,
I
you
have
have two
two.
picks.
Oh, sorry. I thought I was vamping for you.
your writing decisions are curious. You're running out of some room here.
Well, the third one I asked Chris because I got tired of getting
Chris wrote
up.
that in there. Okay.
Yeah.
And I drew a
As
fish.
penance for spoiling my pick.
So what categories do you have left, Amanda?
So I have comedy, misunderstood, and wild card left. And I suppose I will go ahead with comedy and misunderstood because picking wild card early is early. All right, comedy. I'm gonna go with my heart, and I'm gonna take Wedding Crashers. Which I saw in a theater with my dad, and this shout whole montage situation lives on as like one of those moments where you're like, I'm just staring straight ahead, and I like wish that I weren't here. But other than that, great experience. Very funny movie.
Is your father a fan of Jane Seymour?
We didn't discuss that.
Okay.
That's good shit. Yeah. That's great.
Famously, my dad comes out of like most movies and is either like, that's the worst thing I've ever seen, or will that win 10 Oscars?
Wow. Hard to believe you're related.
And he didn't ask about the Oscars for Wedding Crashers.
But did he think it was bad?
No, he laughed a lot. But I guess I think he, like many Academy voters, doesn't believe that comedy just is Oscar worthy.
It's the greatest opening 15 minutes in American cinema history.
it's incredible.
The Dwight Yoakam, Rebecca De Mornay scene alone. Just two crazy kids who want to love to fuck, trying to make it honest.
Wouldn't you just watch one Vince Vaughn, Owen Wilson movie a year?
Yes.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it be fine if they were just like, yeah, and now we're garbage men, you know? And now we're senators.
That's how I feel about
you know?
Gladiator movies.
Okay.
You really just keep circling back to
Right.
Gladiator.
Put Vince Vaughn and Owen Wilson in there. Just have those guys.
Okay, so that is my comedy. And then Misunderstood. So I wish I...
Can I tell you something?
Yeah.
This is the French DVD.
Oh, that's correct.
It says Monsieur Brooks.
Okay. Oh, wow.
Shout
Well,
out to that
but
guy.
it also says Mr. Brooks, so maybe
Yeah.
is it international? Is
It
it going to
is.
play in your DVD player?
Well, we've got Region Free at home, so we're all
Okay.
set.
Oh, wow. Thank God. Don't. Like, don't.
You're in
don't-
my house tonight
Don't encourage him.
with all the boys. All the Blu-ray boys
Save
are
your
here.
own money. You know.
Are you gonna sign some product later?
Some what?
Sign some product, you know?
God.
You mean like drugs?
No, I mean like when dudes bring you like the 4K restoration of something, will you be like, I see you, Sean Fennessey? Yeah.
I always write, I loved working on this. Thank you.
So one thing that I wish I had introduced earlier is that I think we should have added some sort of like reward system for just mega.
Oh,
I mean,
degree of difficulty almost.
degree of difficulty, or just like bringing home a lot of money. You know?
Oh, the more money you've made.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
because
too late now.
it is too late now. But I am about to lap both of you with my Misunderstood, clocking in at 55% on Rotten Tomatoes. Little did they know, Mamma Mia, which made 144 million domestic, but literally made $500 million internationally, like more. So its international total is more than Iron Man. This was like, I don't know what is up with British people that they went to see this movie so many times.
The Swedes.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I love it.
ABBA.
They don't have that much buying power though.
I mean,
Their economy is so powerful.
it's,
Look at Spotify.
this is a tremendous film. This film, the climactic scene, is Meryl Streep singing "The Winner Takes It All" to Pierce Brosnan. So that is.
What? I'm surprised you're alive after seeing that in a movie. That's like the
It's-
most
it
pure
is-
expression.
and I love Meryl, and one of the great actors.
You drafted her twice tonight. I'll put it up for you.
But I wouldn't say that it's her best singing performance, but it's her most impassioned.
What is her best singing performance? Ricky and the Flash?
I was about to say I haven't seen Ricky and the Flash in a while, but
Great
Ricky
movie.
and the Flash, really good. We don't need to talk about Into the Woods.
Who was she? Was she Joan Jett in Ricky and the Flash? Who was she playing? Like Debbie Harry?
Yeah, I mean,
Any guesses out there?
Oh, thank you
Not a guess.
thank you so much for that. And also, what was the other one that I picked? Oh, Wedding Crashers. Thank you all so much. Comedy, because it's funny.
Would you say
You're
that
doing-
Wedding Crashers is culturally misunderstood?
Anyway, Mamma Mia. Anyway, heard they're going to make a Mamma Mia 3, even though, spoiler alert, certain key characters didn't make it out of Mamma Mia 2.
Why?
Do you know who they are?
I haven't seen either of these films.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
I've never seen one of these movies. Who dies in 2? Does Meryl die in 2?
Yeah, she
Is
does.
Iron Man in these
So
movies?
she's coming back as a Force ghost in Mamma Mia 3?
She's like, they're going to figure it out. They tried to do a thing where, so Lily James,
Does she die like tragically,
Lily
or is
James
it?
is in these movies?
no, she's only in 2. Is she Meryl's mother? No, she's younger Meryl. Thank you guys so much. See, everybody wants to recap.
You guys want to come to every episode?
Thank you. But so it's like flashback. It's like how she made her way to the Greek island, because so the setup is that Meryl runs an inn on a Greek island, and her daughter. I hear you guys laughing. You think I'm going to stop now? But so then her daughter needs to find out who her dad is, and so she
This is in
invites.
2.
No, this is 1.
Oh, okay.
She invites her 3 possible dads to her wedding, who are Stellan Skarsgård, Colin Firth, and Pierce Brosnan. I can't believe you haven't seen this. It's incredible. And then the music of ABBA.
When you were talking, I was thinking about how Sean and I are going to make a movie called Hey Brother. And it stars Austin Butler, and it's the music of the Allman Brothers.
I swear to God, I listened to the Allman Brothers the full 40-minute drive to the arena.
And David
tonight.
Ellison just wrote us a check for $125 million to develop this idea.
I've been pushing for the Skydance merger for months because I need Hey Brother in production
Sure.
ASAP.
Okay.
And Chris's screenplay is immaculate.
Yeah. Austin Butler plays twins.
But is Dwayne and Greg Allman?
No, just two twins who love the Allman Brothers.
Coming soon, for sure. That movie's definitely coming out. I've got to pick, don't I?
What do you have left?
I've got Misunderstood, and I've got Wild Card. And I'm happy to share with you that Michael Bay has 5 films eligible in Misunderstood. 5.
I want you to really test yourself here, challenge yourself. Don't just pick the easy one. Pick the one.
Because you want it? What are you doing?
No, I don't want it. I want you to you're a Bay scholar. Show me. Pick Revenge of the Fallen. What's the one where the Transformers killed Kennedy? What's that one?
That's the moon.
It's Dark of the Moon.
Yeah.
It's an incredible film.
Did they kill Kennedy?
It literally questions the moon landing and whether or not that it's Cybertron or whatever. Michael Bay is so fucking funny, man. And also, I think
Did Megatron
kill Kennedy?
Because I didn't see that part of the book depository when I went.
Lee Harvey.
It was like
Megatron.
Optimus Prime.
Gary Oldman was so good as Megatron, though. No, I'm not going to take Revenge of the Fallen, which famously was filmed during the last writer's strike in Hollywood.
You don't
so
say.
they went into production with an unfinished screenplay in a movie about robots. Not a good choice. I'm taking Bad Boys 2.
Yeah.
Is this Wild Card or
25%,
Misunderstood?
I believe is the critics' score on Rotten Tomatoes, which I think is just short-sighted. I rewatched part of this after having seen Bad Boys 4. And let me tell you, the passage of time is cruel. Especially when it comes to the life behind Will Smith's eyes. But anyway, sorry. It's on film.
This is an amazing movie. This is a perfect example of...
They drive over the favela in this one, right?
Yes. The critics who were 68 years old.
Did you not remember that?
Yeah,
I'm driving right over that.
Guy listens to MIA one time. He's like, I know about favelas.
No, that's not what I meant. I meant that was a crazy scene. I wasn't trying to make a social comment. Yeah.
This is a great scene. The critical establishment was not ready to support Michael Bay's work at this time.
Yeah,
Maybe they're still not.
Right.
But I encourage you to listen to our episode about Six Underground.
Oh, wow.
It is the best Bad Boys. You're right.
It is.
Chris, you're up.
All right. So I have to do Wild Card and Misunderstood, huh? Is that it? For Wild Card, I'm going to do Ocean's 13.
Okay.
So I've got a movie in mind for you for Misunderstood, and I'm fascinated to see if you take it. Because when I think of this movie, I think of you. Is it the movie I'm thinking of?
God, let's fucking mind meld here for a second. Do you think it is?
This is a movie that for sure, when we were in bars at this time, you were like, this might be the best movie ever made before you saw it. And you were like, I'm locked in on one actor in this film and his work in this film.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And if you fuck this up, you're not third chair. This film has a 48% score in Rotten
So it's
Tomatoes.
around the zone I think I'm thinking of. It's not Seabiscuit. It's probably not. Is it SWAT?
It's SWAT.
I'll take SWAT.
Okay. All right.
I was thinking of taking Troy
I thought you...
because we were in a sandals and swords vibe tonight.
What's your deal?
What?
Well, no.
Brian Cox is incredible in Troy.
Troy, I feel, is like the most cable-watched movie at the Ringer that has not been
They
on
should make
rewatchables.
Troy too.
Is it?
Yeah, like he and Jeff, like so much Troy all the time.
Really? Where was
Benioff
I?
wrote that.
David Benioff?
Yeah.
Great.
All right. Well, so I'll do.
But do you not recall having a a passionate feeling about not just Colin Farrell, but
Josh Charles?
Josh Charles.
Yeah.
You were like, Josh Charles is here. He has arrived.
Yeah.
Holding a gun in a movie. And I was like,
I was
that
watching
guy's fine? And you're like,
game
it's
tape
Josh
of that.
Charles.
Yeah.
It's Josh Charles.
Well-
What are you doing?
well, now you're back.
I mean,
So I'll do SWAT.
okay.
Okay.
Yep.
Has anybody here even seen SWAT? It's a lot of men here.
And what was your other pick? Oh, Ocean's 13. Do you have anything that you want to say about that? Preferably into a microphone?
Love Ellen Barkin.
Okay.
She's
Oh, right.
fantastic in that
Yeah,
film.
that's true.
That's a good movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. They should
The
make...
whole fucking thing with the earthquake is great.
Yeah.
Yeah. Brad Pitt, seismologist. Pacino's funny in that.
I'm pro. They should make one of those every year, directed by Steven Soderbergh.
I feel like there's meat on the table though. There's food on the table.
You
Okay,
left
well-
a movie out there,
I left a movie out there.
yeah, that I just can't believe.
Well, I was hoping for some voice work at some point, but we can maybe do that without
Is
you
John
drafting
Bernthal in
it.
a movie from one of these things?
No, it's some of your earliest and to me most classic work.
Did Bono star in a film?
Is it Affleck from Sum of All Fears?
No, but I did rewatch that for this, and even I can't go
that
there.
movie is crazy.
Does he become the president?
They
in that
drop
film?
a nuke on Baltimore, but
Yeah.
like Morgan Freeman's in Baltimore, but lives. But then Affleck has to become president, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's like 30. You know, he's like
I don't think that's legal.
well.
Isn't 35 the
Okay.
minimum? We need a maximum.
Once again, I'm not
think
getting
we all
into
know
this
that.
with you. You have a last pick.
The last pick? This is the last pick of the draft?
No,
Yeah.
I have the last pick,
Oh,
but
yeah.
you have your
I have
last
my last pick. Okay.
So what don't you have?
I don't have wild card. Wouldn't it be amazing if I took Fahrenheit 9/11?
Is that what you thought I was going to take?
Because I was like, when that movie came out, I stood outside the theater and I said, this will not stand in America. How can they do this? I didn't say that. Gosh. I'm taking Step Brothers.
Okay. Yeah. That's, I thought, the funniest movie.
I just wanted to mix it up.
Okay. Was this on the list before this afternoon? Or was this another late edition? Yeah, this was a late edition.
Yeah.
So once again,
It's also why I
welcome.
didn't pick it because it wasn't on the list.
Yeah. Okay. That's why.
I have like a weird...
Oh, this was locked and there were no changes
Yeah,
to the
I
printer
printed it out
after
already.
3:15. Okay.
Do you not own a pen?
What's that?
You don't own a pen?
No.
Because you can write on the pages on paper.
You can tell it's been a while.
They really did ask us to make this legible. I'm so sorry, everyone.
So,
That's a funny
Talladega
movie.
Nights over Step Brothers for you.
No, but Talladega Nights, I didn't know Step Brothers qualified, frankly.
But I texted you like 5 hours ago.
No, that was about Inglourious Bastards, wasn't it?
But there was a
Yeah,
whole
but then
chain.
there was a follow-up.
Oh, you know what? My phone's been weird recently. I don't know why. Let's see.
Okay.
Sean Amanda, there's a
Iron
picture
Man
of
3
Tom Cruise
vibes
in
here.
Collateral.
Yeah.
I was not going to tell you about Superbad or Princess Diaries, and then there's a whole
Yeah.
bunch of them. Shit.
So
But
the
it's
film
okay.
that I'm referring to that you skipped on, which I don't think you're going to take with the last pick,
Right.
is
It's
Michael Mann's Collateral.
Collateral.
I didn't
Yeah.
look at this text message.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's my bad.
That wasn't the voice work that I was referring to.
Is this common where you won't look at something I send you for several hours unless prompted? Because I send you a lot of, correspondences.
No, I'm usually recording when that happens, and then I'm like, I'm definitely going to write Sean something really thoughtful back, and then I just get distracted by Cooper Flag highlights.
Okay.
You've got a
my
pick.
last- Yeah, I've got, okay. I mean, I could be cute, but I think I'm just going to pick like a good movie. At the risk of sort of being repetitive, I'm going to take the Bourne Identity.
That's fine.
Which is my favorite and was my backup, and it's what I was going to take in action thriller until Inglourious Bastards showed up. I watched the last 30 minutes of this right before I came here. I wanted to see the Clive Owen and the house
yeah.
again and that whole thing.
Look what they do to us.
Yeah, exactly. But then then I just kind of kept going. Great film.
Yeah.
I've drafted in like 5 things out of this movie.
That was the other thing is I tried to I don't want to just,
Yeah.
I was going to do Perfect Storm, but I just
That was the voice work. Come
Yeah.
on. The people came
to hear me do Diane Lane.
Yes.
I highly doubt that.
That's why I'm here.
That's what I was waiting for.
Do you want me just to
What's
go,
it like to be a man who friends and strangers will approach
or like
you?
imitate Diane Lane
Yeah.
for me right now?
Yeah, that's my question for you.
But
What's it like?
Yeah.
It's just like, do you want me to say Bobby? Yeah, just be like,
I just one of my like my
I
last,
read the whole letter. It was
I
like,
know.
Bobby, you and me. It's no great shakes, but I put curtains up. But
yeah.
I don't think a lot of people have seen a
But
Perfect Storm in a while.
I fondly remember it. Like I guess the Mark Wahlberg podcast was like one of the last
Oh, yeah.
pre-pandemic podcasts that we did, and you read the full letter.
That's right.
And then you also did the speech from what's the movie where he's
Gambler.
he's the
where he
professor.
talks about Shakespeare. Yeah.
Sadly, the gambler was not eligible for this podcast.
Oh,
You
okay.
have to write down the board.
Yeah, will you write it down for me? Can you reach? What was it? The Bourne Identity.
This concludes our picks. Do you guys feel good?
Wild card. Thank you.
There were, I think, about 125 movies that were eligible here. Obviously, we only drafted.
It was initially
18.
116, right?
Yes, the pool got expanded thanks to Amanda's sleuthing. You didn't get that memo until 3 minutes ago, Chris.
So I did discover that because I guess I discovered it from Inglourious Bastards, but then I was also doing the work on the Princess Diaries, which was in consideration for Wildcard, and was in fact eligible. It was another August release, 108, but the Bourne Identity is better than the Princess Diaries. The Princess Diaries 2 barely did not make it, 95 million, but I would have thought about that because, as you know, Shonda Rhimes wrote it, and that's Chris Pratt's debut. So there are people here who
Absolutely.
care about this. Have you seen The Princess Diaries?
First one, yes.
Okay, yeah. I mean, Anne Hathaway, Stan, you kind of have to be in
Yes.
the mix.
Second one I have not seen. Does
Okay.
she become beautiful again? Like what happens?
Yeah. No, this time she has to get married in order to preserve her.
I hate when you get beautiful and then you just get ugly again, and they're
Yeah.
like, "I gotta be beautiful again." They're like, "No, this is crazy.
No,
Let's
it's
make a
like
movie."
she's gonna lose the throne to Genovia unless she marries Chris Pine.
Genovia?
That's the country, right? Yeah, they know.
Is that any
My
relation to
people know.
Sokovia?
Is it
It
supposed
was
to be?
before, so well, maybe it wasn't.
Was
I actually don't
Ultron
know.
in Princess Diaries? Wow, it's interesting. What honorable mentions?
Nobody
besides
took
Princess-
Pearl Harbor. That was what I was hoping you would go for.
That was
even
and that
I
was
can't
eligible
support
in
that.
Oscar nominee.
Yeah, despite all of our World War II discussion backstage, which has wrought such, stiff history here.
War of the Worlds
Josh
was the one I
Hartnett.
thought somebody was going to take. I just drafted War of the Worlds for something, so I think it
another
was
pod?
set piece draft. No, it was on your pod. A set piece draft.
Nobody took an M. Night Shyamalan film.
Science.
Signs and The Village were both
Yeah.
eligible here. This was the very rare, genuine thriller non-Shyamalan division. What Lies Beneath came out in 2000.
It was on my backup wildcard list.
Pretty cool Robert Zemeckis movie, and it feels like the last
terrible
time
film.
a movie. Terrible. What?
It's a really bad movie.
I mean that it's.
What?
How many
Yeah.
of you have seen What Lies
Isn't like
Beneath? Okay, well,
isn't it like it peaks in like it's a bathtub, but then she like drives into.
it's a little bit like what kind of thriller horror are you in the market for?
Yeah.
Because
Do you want Carl
One
Urban to
starring
be in it?
adult men over the age of 40.
well, I mean, sure, that's why I like it as well. But the reveal's like a little silly.
What's the reveal?
Go ahead and spoil
No,
it.
I don't want to spoil it for
Okay.
people. That's why I asked.
It's so funny though that a movie like this made $100 million
Yeah.
in theaters in America, and 20 years later, everybody's like, "I don't know what that is. Is that a movie? Who's Harrison Ford? Is he alive?" It's crazy. What happened to movies?
It's not His Girl Friday. It's like an okay movie from the 2000s.
You're right. That's fair. So you have no other honorable mentions.
No, I got Dodgeball. We said War of the Worlds. Do you guys like Matrix Reloaded? That architect got cooked in that scene, man. What happened to him? Where did
You
he?
thought he had a lot of good points.
So I read the speech today because I was like, maybe in my 40s I'll get it more. But when I saw it, I was like, fuck. Like, this is really, really cooking my noodle right now. Like, that was pretty progressive to like put that scene in there. But I still don't understand it because it's like all of it's premised on math. I really had a lot of stock in the architect. Jurassic Park 3, Joe Johnston. Alexander Payne wrote that?
He did. He and Jim Taylor. Yeah.
It's not bad. Taya Leone, she's like, I gotta get my kid.
I would say it's pretty bad. The first 2 Jurassic Park films were directed by Steven Spielberg.
Yeah.
That one wasn't.
Well, it can't all be directed by Steven Spielberg.
If only.
I mean, who says? But
were you a fan of the Scary Movie films?
I think I saw the first one.
What'd you think?
Well, it's one of those things where when you see the parody of the thing you've only seen intermittent things of, snippets of, I guess I recognize the tropes. It was fine.
Okay.
I wasn't on my list. Would you like to know some of the other things that were on my list?
I would.
Mr. and Mrs. Smith.
Okay.
Which I like.
That's a TV show?
No, I never finished the TV show. I didn't even make it to the Italy episode, and I know you guys said they go to Italy, and it's great, but it was long.
I don't recall saying that.
No, the people out there.
Oh, okay.
They know.
They were all saying it.
And then there was a moment where I was like, I should really commit to my own bit, and I should pick the Da Vinci Code in Misunderstood. But like, even I couldn't really go there. Also 25% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Da Vinci or Angels and Demons?
Da Vinci is 25%.
Da Vinci's pretty good.
Just to borrow a trope
Okay.
from one of our other podcasts at The Ringer, if you just put Cruise in the Da Vinci Code, isn't it like 1,000 times better? Instead of like Tom Hanks is like, oh, I grew my hair out. Like that's that wasn't cool. But Cruise with that haircut?
I mean, it's true, but again, it's a Holy Grail thing, so I don't know if you would like it. Yeah, you remember, and it's in the Louvre.
It's in her.
It's in the Louvre.
Have you started to respect the Cup of Christ at all?
Have I started to respect?
Have you like given it its proper due? Have you started to think maybe I was wrong about?
It's a mythological object that was created by zealots hundreds of years after Christ's death. So no, I haven't.
Okay.
They're turning the lights down on us because they want us to leave.
No, I'm not.
Like, please stop talking about the Holy Grail again for the 8th time.
Then, here are 2 movies that I actually like. I specifically Googled because I was mad that they weren't on the list, and it's because they weren't eligible. It wasn't Sean's fault. Bring It On only made $68 million domestic. Yeah, thank you so much. Which that was important to me. And then listen, Legally Blonde, $96.5h million.
Wow.
I know. So we were almost there.
That's tough.
We almost did it, America.
Yeah. Jeez.
Yeah.
It's too bad. Reese really, nothing ever really broke her way after that.
It's tough.
2 words that have not come up in this discussion as we wrap up. Harry Potter.
Right.
I think there were 4, maybe even 5 Harry Potter films that were eligible.
The
But
Prisoner.
not the good one, right?
No, that's
Oh,
that was eligible.
Azkaban, it was eligible. Directed by Alfonso
okay.
Cuarón.
Sorry.
Thought about taking it.
Have you read those books?
I haven't. I was actually hoping I could read them with my daughter.
Yeah.
the
I
plan.
read the books, but I'm looking forward to reading them.
You read
with my
them as an
child.
adult woman alone.
Well, I was in high school when it started, so that actually that was okay. And then
Not a girl, not yet a woman.
and then the scene in Saltburn where Jacob Elordi is like by the pool reading the last one in 2007. It's like that was me, but not sadly.
Not with Jacob Elordi. Yeah.
You want to recap your picks, Chris?
Sure. I had in Mega Blockbuster Iron Man. In comedy, I took Talladega Nights. In Oscar nom, I took Gladiator, which is also the Best Picture winner. Bourne Supremacy in action. Ocean's 13 in Wild Card, and SWAT in Misunderstood.
That's good. It's a very Chris Ryan list. This is really chaotic. Okay. In action thriller, I took Inglourious Bastards. In Oscar nominee, I took The Devil Wears Prada, which is really the only reason I came here tonight. In Mega Blockbuster, I took and recapped the film Finding Nemo. In Misunderstood, I took Mamma Mia. In comedy, Wedding Crashers, and Wild Card, The Bourne Identity. Pretty good.
In action thriller, I took The Dark Knight. In comedy, I took Superbad. In Mega Blockbuster, I took The Hangover, which is woke. In Oscar, I took Wall-E. In Misunderstood, I took Bad Boys 2. And in Wild Card, I took Step Brothers. Who do you think won this draft?
Thank you all. Thank you so much.
First pick reigns again.
Yeah.
The first pick curse.
That's what it is.
The first pick curse.
That's what it is.
Can you believe how many women are here tonight?
I know, I'm really excited.
A testimony to your power.
Yeah.
Hey, all jokes aside, what an amazing thing for you all to have come out tonight.
Thank you
to
so
the
much.
show.
Thank you all.
It really means a lot. The three of us love making this show. We really appreciate that you would come see us. A lot of people helped put this show on tonight. Elizabeth Fearman, first and foremost, in events. Helen and Charlie, Cory, Jack Sanders, our producer Bobby Wagner, Jomi, Aleya, I'm sure David. There's a ton of people here who work really hard on this stuff. So you guys,
many of them are back there. Say
means
hi.
A lot. Yeah, say hi to them if you see them. And thank you so much for coming out and supporting the big picture.
Yeah, thank you guys.
We really appreciate it.
Thanks.
Oh wait, no, you got to do the thing. Didn't you want to make everyone say "see you at the movies"?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and
Would you guys say "see you at the movies" into my phone?
Yeah, you want to record it? Okay. All right, so you're gonna film it, and you want me to count everyone down? Okay, but I don't have to be.
Say, see you at Horizon Part 2, An American Saga.
Okay, everybody, 3, 2, 1. See you at the movies. Bye.